of course, the United Nations is not just something sort of external and out there. Somalia is a full-fledged member of the United Nations, so I am also special representative for Somalia as much as for this international community that is somehow outside and different. So, ideas worth sharing. It is a great privilege and pleasure to be here. Last year I didn't come to TEDx. I followed it on Twitter, safe in Halani, behind the barbed wire. But this year I wanted to come. And how could you miss it? I mean, because this is a room that is absolutely full of energy and full of inspiration, and I really thank the organisers, Sebastian, Nate, and Ilma. It's a great, for me it's a great inspiration because I take energy from you. I think, it's not ideas that are worth sharing, it's really energy that's worth sharing. And there's so much positive energy in this room this afternoon, despite the temperature, despite the attractions of the beach, despite it being after lunch, I can still feel the energy from you. What am I doing here in Somalia? My wife often asks me that. My children ask me that. I'm here simply to do sort of one thing, which is to try to help Somalis, all of you, to achieve the goals and ambitions that you have set for yourselves. And you have set yourselves some pretty big challenges, I have to say. Obviously, some of the challenge you've set is stuff that you and your generation haven't really done. You have inherited from largely the previous generation, and you can look and see the 23 years of destruction that you have inherited. So you've inherited quite a bad sort of situation to start with. For Somalia and Mogadishu to be rising, well, you're starting from a very low base. But in addition, you've set yourselves 3 political challenges which are enormous. First, to federate your country, and that is a decision that Somalis themselves have taken. And I know it's controversial, I know not everybody agrees, but particularly, as Abdi will tell you, when you go around the rest of Somalia, I can tell you the rest of Somalia outside of Mogadishu doesn't find it a very controversial idea at all. I mean, federalism and federating the country is absolutely what the majority of Somalis, I think, believe is the right way to go. But that's a challenge. Federating any country is difficult. Federating a country like Somalia with a very history of being a very strong central state is difficult. Second challenge, you said, okay, we've got a provisional constitution, now we need to have a final constitution. Now we have to have a constitution that represents a new federal Somalia, and you're going to revise it, write it, and then put it to referendum for everybody to vote on by the end of next year. Okay? That's the second mountain you're climbing. The third mountain you've said you're going to climb is you're going to democratize your country. Well, why not? A lot of people do it. I mean, it's quite a popular concept, but it's just not been very popular in Somalia. 1960, people tell me either 67 or 69 was the last, 69? 67? I'm not a great expert on the history, but either 67 or 69 was the last time you had anything resembling democratic elections.
Yes.
Who was alive in 69 in this room? Okay, yeah, I was. Who was over 18 and eligible to vote in 1969 in this room? 67. 67, okay, we'll say 67. But I think nobody here was eligible to vote in 67. I wasn't, certainly. And I've got the whitest and greyest hair in this room. So, you know. Sorry? You were! How did you vote, sir? Okay. Okay, very good, excellent. Right. Okay. I'll share with you my experience. My first vote that I voted in the UK was in 1979 in the general election, and some of you will... Margaret Thatcher won. Margaret Thatcher won. I won't reveal which way I voted, but I must admit my enthusiasm